Hi guys, good morning everyone, and we're back again at our Spark Pitch Tuesday, and we are so glad that we are able to empower all of our entrepreneurs for today. And once again, we are joined by our esteemed business coach, a business mentor for young female entrepreneurs, and the CEO of Band of Media. Let's all welcome Sonia. Hi Sonia, how have you
Hi,
been?
hi everybody.
We really
Sonia.
appreciate your time. And we also have him with Chim. Hi, Chim.
Hi, Mark. Hi,
All
hi,
right.
April. Hi, Sonia.
Okay. I think we can right away proceed to our business pitch. So can we have Irene first, one of our three entrepreneurs?
Nice. Association,
Hi there, Irene. Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right,
We're doing good. Thank you for asking. Irene, we have here Sonia, our business coach for today. And Sonia, Irene here is an egg seller, and she would want to use the loan for increasing the number of eggs that she orders. And I think that's for expansion of her inventory. So take it away.
Okay, great. And I want to make sure I'm saying this right. It's Eileen.
Irene.
Eileen.
Irene.
Eileen.
Irene. Irene.
Irene.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Irene. I'm Sonia Marie. So how about you tell me a little bit about what your plan is? Like, how do you want to expand? What do you want to use the loan for? What's your next steps?
Okay, when I get that loan, I want to add it on top of my capital.
I can't hear her.
I have 3,600.
Okay.
Okay. When I get that loan, I want to add it on top of my capital so that I get another 78 trays using that 3,000.
78 trays. And how many trays do you have right now?
100 trays.
100.
Any?
100?
100?
Yes.
Okay. So you have 100 trays and you want to increase. Not breaking up?
Hi, Sonia.
Did that break up or did you guys hear me?
Yeah, there was some breakup, yeah. So she said she wants to get. Hi, Sonia.
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. So she currently has a stock of 100 trays of it. And she's hoping that when she gets to 3,000, she'll be able to get 78, about 80 more trays. Approximately, yeah, about 80 more trays.
Okay. And what is she currently doing to sell the 100 trays?
What's the other? Okay, so she currently has she sells from home, but she sells her eggs on wholesale from her home from home.
Okay, so she's selling wholesale from home, right? Okay, so how does she get her clients? What does she do to get them to pay attention to what she's selling?
So after coming, when I get them, I call them. I give them a call, I put eggs, and then they come at home, they get, each person gets the trays which she wants.
And how much is she selling the cartons for? The trays for?
I sell them at 43,000. One tray, 43.
One tray for what?
Yes.
So the cost price per tray is 36, then she sells it at 43.
Okay. I don't know if it's my connection or if it's yours, but I heard you start out saying that she sell it for, I'm just trying to get a good idea as to like her overall surrounding. So she has the 100 trays that she sells from home, and she reaches out to the buyers to come to get the trays, right?
Yes.
Now, how did she find those buyers?
So what she does is when she has eggs, she has a clientele base, so she calls them to let them know that she has eggs. Then the retailers come to buy from her.
Okay.
Because the people that buy from her sell on retail, they'll be able to sell 1 or 2 eggs. But in her case, she only sells a minimum of 30, which is 1 tray.
Got you. Okay, so she's selling her trays wholesale a minimum of 30.
Yes.
And how much does she sell the minimum of 30 for?
43 kwacha.
43. Okay. So with her having 43 quadras, and how much did she buy it for?
36.
So she bought it for 36. She sells it for 43. Okay, that's good. 36. Sells.
7 kwacha. So 700. I must how many days? Mushisha younger pedi.
So 36.
No. So 100 days every day. More than once per week, I 100. But because you have got me a best. But one more than once per week. Depending on my beer, but you can only 100 because
Okay, so with okay, so let's break this down a little bit better. Okay. All right, y'all know me by now, right? So we're going to work on the numbers, but we're also going to work on how to get her to sell more, right? That's the goal, is to sell more. Now, I know that a lot of times when you come up with your price, you're usually going with industry standard. So before I throw my 2 cents into it, is this price that she's selling this at an industry standard price?
Yeah.
Is there any way that she can sell it at 45?
Depends.
But how, I want to 2 hours question for 45. You might wait a for 45.
Now that 3,000 so even if I sell at 46,
Wait a minute, wait a minute, so I can see. Why?
Because if she sells it at 45, then she'll make
Is on the 56. So per Monday, nazo kama is abashaka reduce price tabula 33 kwacha. So pale 33 kwacha ni mafuna yaenda 5. So 33 kwacha at least wanapita kwa 7 kwacha so. So nikagulisa pale 46 kwacha nizangara na msiza sasa.
So the challenge is she can sell at a higher price, but because it's a very competitive market. So if she pushes up her prices, it means that these customers can easily switch to another distributor or wholesale. So price is very competitive. That is why they need to work within in that range.
Okay, so I understand that. Maybe she should try to figure out a way to sweeten the deal where they're getting 2 cartons for so if she sells 1 carton at 43 and maybe selling 2 cartons at a okay, so this is what I would suggest. Okay, so I think it might be a little bit of wiggle room for her to sell. If they're buying 1 carton, that they buy 1 carton at 45. If they're buying 2 cartons, then they could buy 2 trays. If they're buying 2 trays, then they could buy 2 trays at $43 a tray. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Is that possible for her to get because that way it's a little bit of wiggle room there, which will encourage them to buy more because she's trying to get more cartons. She's trying to get more trays. So with her getting more trays, she has to do 2 things. She has to figure out another way or another stream to reach more people so that she can sell this additional almost 100. At 78 to 80 more trays is almost an additional. She's almost doubling her inventory. And if that's the case, then selling 2 at 43 each or 1 at 45, there may be a little bit more wiggle room where people they're doing 1 or 2 things. Either she's getting more out per sale, or she's getting more money, even if it's just a few dollars, a few quattros more with the 1 sale. At least she's doing one or the other. Does that make sense?
But I think her challenge here is it's not that it's not sales. What happens is she stocks up once a week. She buys 100 a week. Then she's able to sell all the 100 on the same day. So the challenge is not really on the sell part. I understand your point, but the challenge is they can only stock up once a week. That's when the eggs are delivered. So I think the challenge here, the fix will be when she gets the extra loan, she'll be able to double her inventory. And then instead of running out of getting a stock out on the first day, probably she'll be able to sell maybe for the next 2-3 days and then finish up the total of 100 and roughly 180 trays in 3 days. Because currently she buys today, she finishes all the 100 today, but she'll have to wait for another 1 week.
So, okay, so if she does that, then where is she storing this? Because I'm sure that if she gets it in the day and she sells it in the day, then she doesn't have to worry about storing or anything of that nature for the next few days. But if she's increasing her inventory, but she's not necessarily increasing how many she's selling in the time frame, then will she run into a issue storing it, or will they not be as good as they were that first day? Because what she doesn't want is for clients to then say, well, these are 2 days old, as opposed to you're selling them all on the same day, which is fine. Did I freeze? Okay, so
Yes.
what part of what I said did you guys hear? I'm in the new office today, and we are definitely having some internet issues, and I'm going to fix them. But just bear with me a bit, okay?
We appreciate it, Sonia. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to say I believe that's the last part that you didn't hear. I don't want the quality of what she's selling to decrease because she had them for a longer period of time.
Okay, the beauty with eggs is the shelf life is 30 days, so she doesn't have to store them in any cool place or refrigerator or cold room. So when she gets the eggs can stay in the house for about 30 days without refrigeration or anything. So the beauty is the shelf life is 30 days. Yeah, more than 30 days actually.
Okay, all right. So the shelf life is 30 days. Her selling will be longer than that day. Okay, I get that. So she wants help in terms of reaching more people to sell the extra carton?
No, increasing inventory.
Because it sounds like her increasing her inventory, if she's looking for funds to increase her inventory, then that is the best option for her, is to go up to the 45. Like, she's getting the loan and that's wonderful, but she wants to be able to sustain this increase. You know, she doesn't want to get the loan and then she's right back to 100 trays afterward, because the money that's coming in, it's like, she's not getting a little bit extra so that she can buy more the next time and the next time. So she needs to be able to she has to look past I understand that 43 is what they normally charge for that, but technically you're doing that. You're just trying to sell more where, okay, if you're telling them, okay, they have a problem with the 45, then buy 2 cartons and they can still get that 43 price. But if but you have to look at her bottom line too.
So in other words, you can have 3 customers you're selling. Okay, so if you look at her average sale, one customer can actually buy about 20 trays. So if she has 100, one person, remember she's selling on wholesale, so maybe she can have about 3 or 4 customers to finish her inventory. So yeah, so she's already selling on high volumes. Yeah.
Okay, so she's already selling people at they're already buying more than 1 tray at a time. Okay, so then they're already buying more than 1 tray at a time. There's still a way that she can increase it to, maybe if 45 is too much, then look for 44, or 43.50. Just try to get it up a little bit. Like, you can do it in increments. The goal could be 45, and you can start with 44 or 43.50 and see if they're looking like, okay, I'm out. You can always go back to $43. 43 quattro. Sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. But you can always go back to 43. But you'll never know if they're willing to buy it if you don't ask or if you don't try. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now, there are things that you can add to it to make it better. I don't know. She would have to sit down and come up with things that they would need that will accommodate those the eggs, because there's more than likely something that she can add to this that the wholesalers would want, that will make her presentation a little bit better, so that way when she does say, hey, it's such and such price, it's justified, because she made what she had better. She didn't just come up with some idea of, okay, I want more money. But the presentation is, there's more here now. So I tell her I would start with finding out the wholesalers, especially if it's only like 3 or 4 people. Start asking them questions. Ask them if they have stores, go to their stores. But basically start asking them questions about what they're selling. What else are they selling with these eggs, so that you can try to add that on to what you're giving them. So then you can say, well, I got this and I got that, and you have other things that you can add to your package to make your product or your service better. And then it justifies, like I said, the 45 quadrants, because I really think that if you launch out there, maybe slowly with 44, 43, 50, but your goal should be 45. Okay? That really isn't an extreme increase, but it can make a difference for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Tell her, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to go up. It's okay. You're putting in the work. So do not be afraid to go up. You can go up a little bit where it's not going to scare them away. And but don't go up like, oh yeah, maybe, sort of, kinda, if you can pay. Don't do that. You have to stand flat-footed and say, listen, this is the price. You know, it's good. It's talk to them about what's good about it. The way that you preserve it, your presentation of it. All those things matter and count as value. Does that make sense? She's looking like, I don't know if I can do it. You can do it. I'm telling you. Just go up a little bit, okay? Just like 43, start at 43.50 and see how that feels. And if they're like, oh, okay, no problem, then it'll feel good in your soul and you'll go up to 44. I can assure you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, I don't know about I do not know about this. All right.
Well,
I'm gonna let you go.
Well, thank you so much for that, Sonia. I think it's all about doing a trial and error with your business, because that will identify what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So I think what you're saying is something that would be of great help for Irene to identify if this kind of strategy works for your business or not. And I think she will definitely do that and try it and see if adding a little bit of increment to the price of the product would actually be helpful for her. We really appreciate that, Sonia. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I just want to throw this out there. There was another part to this, and that was I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. Growth for her is going to definitely be in large part as well with the way that she's getting these clients or the wholesalers. I didn't really get into what she's doing. I tried to. I'm hoping that I can speak to her another time later or something of that nature. But I would love to hear what she's doing, because if she's selling 100 cartons to 3 to 4 people, then how many more cartons would she sell if she gets a few more people? And what ways did she get those 3 to 4 people? I don't want her client base or her wholesalers to just be 3 to 4 people and that's it. Because that works with the fear of going up too. Exactly. If she had more clients, there'll be a lot less fear in going up because there are more clients to choose from. If this one doesn't want to pay it, that's fine. That's their business. but there may be other people that are willing to pay the price that you're asking for.
Mhm.
True.
Well, once again, thank you so much for that, Sonia. And Chim, really appreciate your time. And Irene, I hope this the insights of Sonia will be of great help and be beneficial for your business, because doing these kinds of developments for on your business will actually be um, it will gauge the way you do your strategies with your business. I think that will work. So once again, thank you so much, Sonia. And Irene, thank you so much. I think we can move on to our next entrepreneur. Chim, do we have Veronica there?
Yes.
Hi.
Veronica,
Hi.
we're doing good. Thank you for asking. Sonia, Veronica here is a footwear seller, and she would want to, if not mistaken, she would want to purchase a hair dryer and rent the shop so that she can continue selling shoes and also operate a salon.
Okay. Cool.
Go ahead, take it away.
Hi. I was trying to fix the camera so I could look directly at you. I'm like looking off to the side. Hi, Veronica. How are you? I'm pretty good today. I'm pretty good. So tell me a little bit about your business.
I started my business last year, so it's now 1 year old. I've been selling slippers and ladies' fancy shoes.
Wait, sleepers and what?
Ladies' fancy shoes.
Okay, sleepers. Sleepers for babies?
Sorry?
Like sleepers for babies?
No,
Party shoes. Party shoes.
Say that one more time.
ladies.
Party shoes. For the party. Shoes for the party.
Okay, so she's selling shoes.
Yeah.
Okay. So is she saying slippers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Slippers. Okay. And she's selling slippers, and what was the other thing?
Shoes.
Party shoes. Shoes for, party.
So party shoes.
Yeah.
All about fancy shoes, Sonia.
Fancy shoes. Okay.
Right.
Okay. And how is that going so far? Like how many of those do you sell per week?
Per week, probably sometimes I sell 20 to 40. Like if it's shoes, sometimes I sell 20 to 27, and then slippers 20 per week.
So 20 to 40 per week?
Yeah, like
And
the whole together.
Okay, and how many, what are you looking to do with the loan?
I'm a hairdresser, so I want to, since I sell from the market on a table, I want to move from the table and rent a shop, buy a hair dryer, start up doing dreadlocks. I don't know if you know them. Yeah, that's what I want to start doing. Like I want to buy a hair dryer, start doing dreadlocks while I'm still selling my slippers in the shop and shoes.
Okay.
Mhm.
See. Okay. All right, and the loan, you're using the loan to get the shop and the dryer, or just the dryer?
The shop and the dryer.
The shop and the dryer? Okay. And how long do you think it would take for you to get set up? currently, where are you selling your shoes?
From the market on a table.
You're selling it in the market at a table? Okay. Okay. Do you pay a price for that? Do you
Yes.
pay a price for the table?
No, not actually the table, but a place, a market level.
So you pay a marketplace price.
Market level, yes.
Okay.
Market level, where we pay every day. There's a certain amount we pay every day.
Okay. So what you pay every day to sell in that market? Okay. So with you, what do you pay every day? How much do you pay to sell at that market? 40, 30? Three kwacha. Okay. Okay. So you pay 3 kwachas every day. How much do you make if you said that you sell 20 to 40 per week? How much are you selling in that?
Like the slippers and the shoes, I get one at 45. Then I sell it at 75, sometimes 70.
Okay, so 75 is like a good medium.
The maximum.
Okay, so 75 is the max. What's a good average?
70.
70? Okay, so you sell it at 70 and you're selling, you said 20 to 40, so I'm gonna say 30, right? So it's 21. And then, so of course you make your, how many days per week do you sell?
6 days.
6 days, so, okay. Okay, so you're definitely making enough to cover where you are. Now, with that being said, do you know how much the new shop would be?
Yes.
How much is that?
In the cost of 300 to 350.
Per month?
Yes.
Okay, so then you also would have enough for that with just 1 week's pay. Right? So let me ask you this, because these numbers look good, right? But why haven't you gone into a shop already?
I've been managed because of the responsibilities that I have, they're not allowing me to it. Yes.
So you're not allowed to go in there yet?
According to my budget, I'm not allowed. It's not allowing me. The budget is not allowing me.
Are there other things other than the 3 quarters per day that you have to pay for?
I have to buy lunch. For a day, it's just that. And then there's also transport for a week. I order once a week.
Okay, so I'm sorry, this is my fault. I left something out. And I think that's why I'm losing this picture a little bit. So if you make 2,100 per week, just on average, right? How much are you paying per week for your inventory?
Oh, good. Altogether is 2,000. Okay, yes. Okay, so I've got a capital of 2,000. And then I use 1,900 for my orders. And then the 100 kwacha for transport.
So how much do you bring home?
Oh, my profit is like when I order per week. For slippers alone, it's 600 per week, and then for shoes alone, it's 1,000. Oh, it's
So about
sorry.
about 1,600 per week goes to you.
Yes, 600.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. Okay. So the 600 going to you. I don't know what your cost of living is, so I'm not going to say, well, you can't squeeze any of this out, because you probably, maybe you can't, right? Now, I like the fact that you're selling at this, you're making this, and your inventory, your place of business is $3. 3 quattras per day. So I like that. I think that depending on where you're trying to have your shop, they'll follow you, especially if you're selling like this. They'll follow you where you're going. But I want you to make sure that wherever your shop is, do you have an idea as to where you want to have your shop?
Right there in the market.
It's next to the market? Okay, all right, so that's even better. Okay, great. So you have the market, you have the shop in the market. You don't have to worry about paying 3 quattras per day. You're now paying 300 quattras per month, right? Okay, so you're paying the 300 quattras. How much are you planning on selling the hair services? Because while you're doing hair, you're bringing in a lot of people to do the hair, especially if you can do what you're doing good. So that's great. And you can always sell, but it's going to be you got to remember that you're now doing more work when you're doing hair, because it's 2 different things. Like you can bring them together, which is fine, especially if you're selling women's shoes, because you'll be doing a lot of women locks, but you also, men like locks too. So you could also have men customers come in on a consistent basis. That's fine. You could sell to every customer that comes in to do their hair. You can sell these slippers to all of them, which would be fine too. But do you know what the price is that you're going to charge to do the hair? That's 1. And 2, how long will it take for you to do that? Because you got to remember that you're stepping into something that can work with what you're doing right now, which is fine, but it's still a new arena for you. So do you have an idea as to how much you're going to sell that for and how long it will take? Because then you have to take into account, if it's a few hours to do it, then that's that 1 client during those hours that you can't sell your shoes because you're doing something. You're doing their hair. So if you're doing their hair, then that doing their hair has to compensate for the amount of shoes you would have sold during that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But that wouldn't affect me because I'll be right there in the shop. A customer comes in to buy a shoe. I'll just tell that person, say that shoe is going at that price. And then if that customer is interested, she'll just get the shoes, then pay me the money while I'm still doing my hair. While I'm still plaiting somebody's hair.
Okay. So I don't want you to underestimate the time, because I know, are you a mom?
Yeah, I'm a mom.
Okay. So us moms, we tend to multitask a lot. And I'm fine with that. I get it. I have 5 children. So I get it. Believe me, I do. But I don't want you to overwhelm your own body trying to to be everything to everybody at every given second. So if you don't know what your price is now, I need you to figure that out in terms of how much you're going to charge and how long it's going to take. Because how long it's going to take needs to meet up with what you're charging. Just to be on the safe side. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't sell while you're doing hair. I would never tell you that. But if you could not sell while you were doing somebody's hair, then you need to make sure that the price that you're getting to do that person's hair will add up. If not more, I mean, if not at the same level, it should be more money because you're doing this. And just in case, let's say you decided to never sell shoes again. Let's say it was going so well with the hair that you didn't need to sell any shoes. Like, it's okay. That's my low-hanging fruit. When people, just to get people in the door, that's fine. But your prices need to compensate for one or the other. So that way you're not losing both in time and money. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. All right. And then you need to think about ways that you're going to get this new clientele's interest. Have you been doing hair already where you can give examples or something of that nature?
Yes,
Like you can show examples?
Yes, I have. I think she's telling me to show examples. So I'm going to show. Oh, okay. Like the way where I am operating from right now, I usually do the hairstyling. So it's difficult because it's outside. Sometimes there's a dust, windy, so it's very difficult. Otherwise, people already know that I'm a hairstylist. And also about the prices and the time, I know the prices that I'll be charging, and also the time is less. Like for dreadlocks, we don't take the whole day doing one patient. In a day, I can do about 7, and then for one patient, sometimes it's 150, and then those that are coming for a second time, it's 75 kwacha.
Perfect. Okay. So just off of those numbers, I'm not even going to do the math. It sounds like this is going to be more profitable for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. Yeah. I can't even say anything about this other than the fact that marketing and trying to get people and get, because if your goal is 7 people and you can do 7 people, 7 heads per day, that's excellent. I need you to start focusing on how people like, okay. So one good thing that you can do is, I will start now, even before you get the loan, is when people are buying from you, buying shoes from you, that's your low hanging fruit because that's what you're doing right now, right? So you need to start gathering their numbers because I know you guys use WhatsApp a lot. You need to start gathering their numbers. You need to, do you guys have any systems there that you use for like a calendar?
Yeah.
What do you use?
Yes, we have.
That you can give them your calendar or send them your calendar so that they can start setting up appointments to do their hair?
No, they just come.
Okay, they just come. Is there a way for them to make like appointments?
Yeah, there is. They can just get my number. Let me say they usually get my number. Then they just call me to say tomorrow or the other day I'll be coming for my hair.
Okay, so when you're right now, until you're in the shop, I want you to start gathering the numbers and just, I know that you guys use WhatsApp a lot, so just start gathering their numbers, getting their numbers and letting them know you'll send out discounts and updates and stuff like that to those people that they give you their number, and start thinking about things that you're willing to do that you can put in a WhatsApp message and send to them like, hey, this month we have a special on, you can have a special on shoes. You can have, I would have some sort of special on with the hair. If your price range is 70 Quattro, then maybe you can do it for 65 Quattro if they come in on a certain day of the week. If they came in on you make it be a day of the week that it's not there's not as many people. So if a Wednesday is not that many people, then your goal should be to get people to come in on that day, right? So let's say if it's 70 Quattro to do the hair, then you can give it to them for 65 Quattro to do the hair on that day. But these are the types of deals and updates that they'll get from you by giving you their information. And I would start now. Don't wait until you get the shop. Every person that buys something from you, you need to say, hey, what's your information? I want to make sure that I send you don't miss out on the deals and the updates that we have coming up. Okay? And that way you'll have a base to reach out to every time. That way you won't be without clients. The goal should be, if you can do 7 heads, then set a minimum of at least 5 appointments per day. Okay, so that way your schedule is booked out. You can book it out 3 days at a time. Like, let's say sometimes people feel like, oh, well, I don't want to book it 7 days in advance. That's fine. You can have a 3-day window. And the goal should be 5 people per day. That's 15 people. Okay. And be on top of your money. Be on top of how much you're supposed to make. If one of those days fall on a discount day, let's say the discount day is a Wednesday, then take that into account as to how much you're supposed to make on that day as well. Okay. All right, my dear.
Thank you.
No problem.
Sonia, and thank you, Veronica, for your time. I think marketing will definitely be a good strategy, or for you to apply to your business, because as what Sonia said, making sure that every day will give you profit, will lead you to a more successful business. So you just have to make sure that whenever a customer buys from you, like a shoes, or makes an appointment with you, you can get their mobile number and then send them out details or updates about your upcoming services, upcoming products. And I think that is a very good strategy for you to have a very successful business, Veronica. So once again, thank you for your time, and thank you, Sonia.
Thank you for the knowledge as well.
Thank you
See
so
you later,
much.
honey.
All right, and I think we're down to our last entrepreneur. Chim, can we have Jennipher, please? Hi, Jennipher. I like that smile. How are
Hi,
you?
Jennipher.
Hi.
How
All
you
right.
doing?
How are you doing, Jennipher?
How are you?
Okay, we're doing good. Thank you for asking. Well, Sonia, Jennipher here is a dry fish and vegetable seller, and she would want to purchase a refrigerator so she could start selling drinks. I think it's an expansion of her business. So
Yes, I love that.
take it away, Sonia.
Okay. Hi, Jennipher.
Hi.
Okay, so you sell dry fish and you're going to complement what you sell with drinks. Correct?
Oh yeah. So she what she wants to do with the money is, first of all, she wants to
Jim, we
yeah.
someone cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so she wants to consolidate her business, the dry fish business, and then add other things as well, like things like drinks and other things. But she wants to consolidate her dry fish business as a priority.
So the dry fish is the priority,
Yes,
but she wants to add to it she wants to complement it with the drinks.
yes.
Got you. Okay. And do people, when you sell the fish, do you hear, are a lot of the customers asking for drinks?
Now for the drinks, she wants to sell from home, and then the fish is sold at the market.
Why can't she sell the drinks at the market?
At market it will require a refrigerator, but at home it will be much easier.
I can't hear you.
At home, it might be easier because she has a refrigerator at home, but at the shop, it will mean you need to buy a refrigerator for that. So she wanted to, usually people take advantage of the weather because we're just coming from, we're still in summer going into rain season, winter. So at this time of the year, people sell a lot of ice drinks, soft drinks, and things like that. So people usually take advantage of that. And yeah, so in other words, she sells fish from the market. Then at home, she wants to take advantage of that as well.
Okay, so she sells fish at the market. Is she gonna freeze the drinks or make them really, really cold and bring them to the market? Can she do that?
It is possible, but the challenge is if she doesn't have a refrigerator, our temperatures go as high as 35 degrees. So even if you freeze it in the morning, by midday or afternoon, it won't really be. And again, it also affects the quality, because if you make a drink frozen and then it melts and things like that, so it messes up the quality. So our emphasis, mainly the focus is on the dry fish on the market, and then if she gets something extra, she can start doing that from home where there's a refrigerator. But I'm sure in future, when she has enough money, it would be much, much easier if she could buy a small refrigerator, take it to the shop, and then that would be much, much easier. Because even if you look at what she sells, because of the refrigerator issue, she only sells dry fish only, which has a shelf life of more than 1 year. Yeah, so the shelf life for dry fish, it's even more than a year.
Okay. So I understand that, like, she wants to sell drinks, but selling drinks from two different places is going to be hard for her to do. I think that, is she trying to get the loan to buy a refrigerator where she's selling or at the market?
No. The loan she wants to increase, remember, it's to solidify the dry fish business, is to increase inventory. With the extra, she can buy a few drinks for home.
Okay. So I don't want to discourage her from the drinks. I like the drinks idea, but I only like, for me personally, I only like the drink idea if she can sell them together. Not necessarily at home, because that's going to make what she does very difficult. Is there a way for her to sell something else that she can bring to the market until she's able to get a refrigerator at the market?
Onions, maybe, and other fruits that they don't require a lot of spices and things like that.
What about seasonings for the fish? Could she sell that?
Spices.
Yeah, spices.
Oh, she also has spices. With the same seasoning that she can.
She sells spices already?
Mhm.
Okay, so she sells spices. She could sell, is she selling like onions and stuff like that? Okay, so she's selling spices, she's selling onions, she's selling the fish. The drinks would need to be on hold the goal should be for her to get a refrigerator, because trying to sell at the market makes sense because it's working, I'm assuming, right? She's already selling at the market and that works. Having the hope to sell the drinks, that is amazing. Only if you have a way to store it there. Maybe, I don't know if this is possible, but to ask her if there's a way for her to look into getting a cooler as opposed to the refrigerator, that she can put them, take them from her refrigerator and put them in the cooler and take them to the market and sell, not a lot. She doesn't have to bring a lot at one time. Just bring a few so that they know that she's selling this, that this is what she's looking to do. So that way she can work on getting the money that she needs for the refrigerator.
That makes a lot of sense.
Say that one more time.
Makes a lot of sense because the cooler is actually much cheaper.
Yes, the cooler would be much cheaper. She can bring them with her and she can have a goal as to how many she wants to sell in the day and get them out, like sell them, add them to the fish, make a special and say, hey, just similar to Veronicah, where during a certain time, they'll get us some sort of deal for buying the fish and the drink at the same time. But basically just bringing it, she needs to sell it in one place, not stretch herself thin trying to sell it 2 different places, because she doesn't know how many people is going to come to her house to buy it. Like, I wouldn't even mess with that right now. Okay. Perfect. Now, I think that works. Honestly, I think that if she gets the cooler, she brings the drinks, she offers some sort of incentive of it buying it separately at a higher price, a decent price. You know, whatever the industry value is, I'm fine with that. But also having some sort of deal if they buy them all if they buy it at the same time. Okay. And then go from there. Let's see how that works. And then she can move from there in other marketing tactics. But make sure that you're doing the same thing. Ladies, Irene, Veronica, everybody, I don't know if they can hear me. Jennipher, make sure you are collecting numbers for every person that is buying from you. So that way, when you pivot or when you move, if you're doing something else, you're adding to your product or your service, you have a way to contact these people to let them know and to bring in more. Okay. And just so she knows, I think a good incentive would be if they buy a certain amount, especially if she has the information, if they're buying a certain amount, like if they came in 2 times, 3 times or something like that, then they'll get a discount. Mm-hmm. People love discounts and deals. Even if the deal is not that great, it's not taking that much off. They're just excited about, oh, I get that? Really? Okay, great. Like, it doesn't have to be a deep in your pocket deal, but it'll make them come back and keep coming every week for this special, whether it's on a certain day or every 3 times they come to you, they get a discount. Okay? All right.
Right. Thank you so much, Sonia. I think you're talking about logistics, and similar to what you have mentioned, it would be more efficient and effective for Jennipher to have both products to be sold in one location. So yeah, I agree with that, Sonia. Thank you so much for your insights. And Jennipher, thank you too.
Thank you.
Well, we are so glad for everyone's time today. To Irene, Veronica, and Jennipher, please do know that we're proud of you for striving very hard to build your business and grow. We want to grow with you, and may our good Lord guide you, every one of you, in this journey. So can we take a picture first, April, so that we can document this very wonderful session today?
Are we taking the pictures before the disbursement, or we're taking before and after?
I think the loans have been processed to their accounts already, Chim. Can you confirm that, please?
Yeah, but oh yes, yes, yes. I didn't know.
Yay!
Well, that's great.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
We have the three
Girls!
ladies? That is very
Congratulations,
great.
everyone.
Congratulations.
Irene, Veronica, and Jennipher, please do know that we are proud of you for striving very hard to build your business and to grow further, because this time is very difficult for all of us. And we can see that you guys are on your way to a very successful business and in whatever chosen field that you have. So to all of our entrepreneurs, good luck and God bless. And once again, Sonia, thank you so much for your time today. We really
No
appreciate
problem.
it. April and Chim, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I will see you next week.
And congratulations again, ladies.
Congratulations. You have a good day.
Sonia. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sonia. Bye-bye.